Casting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Wednesday, January 25th. Good morning, Weirdo.
Good morning, Beef.
And good morning, Tucson. Oh, man, today is going to be a banger of a show. Tickets giveaway for that at Giovanni and the Hired Guns. I'll be doing that in a little bit. For your Tucson Roadrunners, so the Star Wars night happening this Saturday. And, of course, tickets for Beck, which is going to be happening around 7:20 this morning with another round of The Last Word. We have Confession Session and a bunch of stuff. In the podcast broadcast today, we're going to have STRFKR joining us. They're performing at Congress soon. So we'll have some bona fide rock stars hanging out and all this other stuff. So I'm stoked about today's broadcast. But I'm not stoked about news that's been breaking in the past like 24 hours. There's something really sketchy going on with Justin Roiland, the co-creator of Rick and Morty. It was just announced yesterday that Adult Swim has cut ties with the co-creator and the voice of both Rick and Morty following the domestic abuse charges that he is facing. Now, this is a one count of domestic abuse from 2020. So this happened during pandemic. Okay. And now the only reason why it's coming to light now is because it still hasn't come to trial. The trial is going to start in April. It's been pushed back and postponed several times. But NBC News broke the story in January, and that's when the suspension came and an investigation followed. And then now the results are Adult Swim with their multi-million-dollar, potentially billion-dollar IP property that is co-created and led by Justin Roiland, decided to cut ties and say, no. So that means to me that they know what's going to be revealed, and whatever that's going to be revealed, what happened that night is going to be really, really bad.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't a situation like a Dana White situation. Now, keep in mind, these are two in the same. But the difference is Dana White is a CEO and a boss and richer than Justin Roiland. He got caught on camera slapping his wife. And as far as we know, nothing's going to happen. In fact, actually, only 3 weeks later, he debuted the new Slap League on TBS. And it's not like anyone on Twitter didn't notice the irony, because they won't shut up about it. Every time Dana White posts on Twitter, pretending like he didn't slap his wife on video, everybody is in the comments below being like, I see you.
Right.
Slap.
I mean, money makes all the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
But even that, as you know, as much of a no-no as that is, how bad is it with Justin Roiland and whichever woman he was dating at the time? Because it wasn't his wife, but it was someone that he was with at the time.
Yeah, it was a girlfriend.
Yeah, it was a girlfriend. It's a one count of domestic battery with corporal injury, one count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, or deceit. That's what it is, right? Mm-hmm. Now, there's a lot to read between the lines there. And again, we're going to find out what it is, but this is how big of a deal it is. Pending or post the investigation from Adult Swim, they were just like, there's a good chance that this intellectual property will never be as good or as profitable without him. But there's no choice. Our hands are tied.
Yeah, it was a real simple statement, too.
Yeah.
Just done in black and white.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be weird. And talking about going down in a ball of flames, this is a guy who really came up and was on top of the world and had all these projects. Of course, Solar Opposites on Hulu. Hulu hasn't made a statement yet as to what they're going to do, if they're going to cut ties with Justin Roiland. Again, voices most of the characters, co-created that. The game High on Life, which I just started playing not too long ago. That's 100% their company, Justin Roiland's company. Now, Dan Harmon, the creator of Community and the co-creator of Rick and Morty, is set to run the show. They say they're going to recast the voices of Rick and Morty. So it will be interesting to see if you could pick up on a slight change or a complete change. But Justin Roiland's voice is very distinctive for both characters, for all characters. You kind of just know it's him. So it'll be very interesting. But I do know there are plenty of people who can do impersonations that probably can nail it, and they can replace them without us even knowing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other factors involved. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and very sad for all involved.
Yeah. And I mean, and his attorney's like really solidly confident in the fact that like once all the evidence is there, because there's the charges, but it hasn't technically gone to trial.
Right.
Like he's like, it's going to get dismissed. Like they are super confident in that. Now, granted, if you're a good lawyer, you should be exuding that confidence, but they really do think that it's going to get dismissed.
Yes, and that's always the statement too. And I saw that and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe this is blown out of proportion. Maybe this was a lover's quarrel that went too far, and there's regret, and the charges seem far more significant than they really are in reality. But at the same time, the counter to that argument and thinking optimistically is the Adult Swim. It's not necessarily a knee-jerk reaction cutting ties, because they could have cut ties immediately in January.
Right.
And it's still January, but it just seems to me like there's more information that's going to follow that they know that we don't know yet, that is going to make it almost like a no-brainer. Like, yeah, well, you got to fire this guy now. Right. So that's what we're speculating, and that's what we're going to see what happens. But that's the big news, especially for those Rick and Morty fans out there might be disappointed. Now, they are in the middle of a contract, a 70-episode order. So they're not even halfway through. I think they've done 30 episodes, so they still have 4 more 10-episode seasons to complete. So yeah, this is a big deal.
Most popular show on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
In its whole entire history for 20 years.
And we're gonna have Ari joining us here.
It's
South Park from STRFKR, right? Starfucker is what I like to say. But we're on the podcast right now.
Say it.
Oh, I don't want you to get too comfortable saying it, because I know what will happen. We'll get on the air and I'll have to hit that dump over and over again. And yes, and I know it's there.
I didn't know with them coming on how we were going to address that.
I know when he said it when I came in this morning, and I was like, oh, how does that work? Just start beeper? Like, what do we do?
No, I've been playing STRFKR when they first came out. They've been established in 2007, right? But they came across my desk in like 2010. And initially I heard the rumblings like, hey, this is Starfucker. And I didn't know that they were going by the moniker STRFKR, just spelling it out. So I would say Starffer. But, it was kind of my brand to mispronounce names all the time anyways. So, my audience forgave me once they figured out it's actually STRFKR. And what's cool about this band, not only are they performing at Hotel Congress on February 2nd, but Ari, who's going to be joining us on the stream here, is actually from Tucson and went to Tucson High. So whenever I see Ari pop back in the screen, I'll pop him up in the podcast broadcast. We're going to have a lot of fun catching up with them. And of course, we'll play a game. Because this will be the first time that I get to do lyrical breakdown with 2 members of the band who aren't the person who wrote the song. So
yeah,
this is going to test my theory, right? Like these musicians in the band, are they paying attention to the lyrics, or are they just waiting for the musical cues? So I got around together, and it's going to be real fun to find out. So I'll give you a peek of Ari backstage here, and so.
It's literally backstage. Just like a lone lamp.
He just popped in. So let's say hi to Ari, everybody. Good morning, Ari. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Good, dude. Thanks for joining us on the stream bright and early as well. And and we know you're from Tucson, so you're about to come home yet again. You went to Tucson High?
I did, yeah.
That's cool.
I graduated in 2007, I think. Yeah.
2007.
My graduation date.
Yes. Oh, okay. So this is Kat and Weirdo joining us on the stream. My friend Mari, who's also on the show, knows you and knows of you, and was stoked for you when we said that we're going to be talking to STRFKR. How long have you been in the band?
About 7 years now, so half of the band's existence.
Yeah, so how did you get on their radar, and how did you get involved in the band? Because Josh was essentially started this off not as a solo project, but putting everything together, and that's how it started. And then the band kind of grew for live performances. So how did you get intermixed there and became part of the family?
I moved to Portland right after high school, or like around 2008, and then I just played in local Portland bands and slowly met them. The drummer Keel, his wife is actually from Tucson, so I met them through mutual friends.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
And how was the scene in Portland as compared to Tucson? Tucson scene, of course, a little smaller, a little heavier metal. But yeah, were you able to immediately kind of immerse yourself in that scene and start playing with a bunch of great musicians?
Yeah, no, I feel like especially at the time, like Portland was really cheap. There was a lot of like people having house shows. The first time I actually saw STRF. Wait, can I say the name?
Yeah.
Or-
Yes,
okay,
Yes.
they Starfucker.
the first time I
Oh.
saw Starfucker was in a basement in a house show, and yeah, there was just a lot of that at the time. There's a lot more electronic music, so
Yeah.
which I feel like Tucson at the time didn't have. Now there's more of it, but yeah, it was like moving there and kind of just going to house shows. I made a lot of friends quick.
Nice. Yeah, that's good. And I mean, that's how the sound's been evolving as well, because yeah, the indie electronic sound was huge back in 2010 and the last like decade. Now I feel like it's kind of getting back more to guitars. There's a lot of guitar sounds on the latest records that as Starfucker is doing. Now I do want you like, so here's how we do this. This is the podcast broadcast, right? So right now we're on the podcast side, and we're gonna transition to the FM side. So whenever I say Rock 102.1 and kind of reset, we're on the FM side. So then you say STRFKR and not curse, because we're on
Okay.
KFMA.
Yeah, that's
And
good to
then-
know. Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll continue the conversation on the stream where you could say Starfucker. So the band themselves, they refer to the band as Starfucker. You guys don't call each other STRFKR, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also just it's so much longer,
It is
Yeah.
longer.
and people like stumble over it too. Every time you say, it, you're like, it's hard. I can't even Starfucker.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just
well,
wanted to
now-
say that.
Now I'm trying to think of like if I can even remember anyone in the band. Like I feel like everyone just kind of like if someone asks us, like if we're at like a gas station in the middle of the country and someone asks what band we're in, everyone just kind of like awkwardly goes like Starfucker.
Just kind of
Okay.
mumble it.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone like in the band actually saying it, but
Have you ever introduced yourself as Starfucker to a girl who coincidentally's name is Star?
Oh my god.
wow, no, actually, I personally have not. I can't say for everyone else though.
I think we're gonna have Sean joining us too, right?
Yeah, I
Good.
think he's. Let me text him. But I think he.
I'm
may
gonna
be
give you
about-
no, yeah, it's good. Yeah, you're ahead of schedule, which is good. You can hang out with us, and I'm gonna give you a heads up since you are early. We are gonna play a game. Up, Sean just popped up. So speaking of the devil, we got Sean. Good
Hello.
morning, Sean.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank
Hey,
you. Sorry
now-
for the wait.
where are you guys? I mean, right now, you haven't gone on tour yet because you're gonna be kicking off your tour in Tucson. So where are you at right now, Sean? Where's
I'm
home?
in LA.
Oh, you're in LA. Nice.
Yep.
Ari, same thing.
Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. All right, here. We're gonna go on the FM side, do a tease. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We've got a very special podcast broadcast happening right now. Performing at Hotel Congress on February 2nd is STRFKR. Now, that's how we pronounce their name on the air. You can join us on the podcast broadcast stream to hear how the name is actually pronounced, uncensored. And we have Sean and Ari, both from STRFKR, joining us as well. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We got a lot of catching up to do. Ari's actually from Tucson High. He's been a part of the band now for a decade. So STRFKR has been a buzzworthy band and one of my favorites for quite some time. So I'm excited to have you guys on. And we have a little game that we're going to play with you on the FM side when we return. Here's my theory. All right, both of you are excellent musicians in the band, but do you pay attention to Josh's lyrics? Lyrical Breakdown is a game that I want to play with you guys next. We're going to see if they could call out the songs if I just read their lyrics and see who's better between Sean and Ari right after Cracker with Low. It's Rock 102.1. Clear. All right. So we were riding the ramp there and did the tease. So yes, we are doing a lyrical breakdown. Now, again, Ari, you've been in the band about a decade, you said?
Like 7
7 years.
yeah.
Sean, how long you been in the band?
The whole time.
The entire
Minus
since the
this-
inception, right?
Yeah.
Okay, with
minus the
Joshua.
6 months that Josh was by himself.
Right. Okay. As he's kind of demoing things out and going. So here, I'll do this. Let's do a name that tune then, because this should be easy, real quick, as we warm up on the games. Okay. Because I do have about 5 songs in my playlist here on Rock 102.1's database, which is good to know. Obviously, While I'm Alive, that's probably one of my favorite songs I've spun probably hundreds of times on my little indie show up in Phoenix. So I'm not going to do that one, but I want you to shout out the name of this song. I'm going to play maybe 5 seconds of this clip, and you need to shout out the name of the song. First person to shout it out will get the point. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ari's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
Sean,
this.
you're gonna be better at this.
We're going to see. We're going to see. Here we go.
I mean, I hope so. Oh, leave it all behind.
Correct. All right.
Yeah.
That's a point for Sean right off the bat. All right. Let's see. A little round of applause for Sean. Because it's radio, so you need the sounds, right?
Yes.
All right, Ari. Feel free to play along at any time, Ari. Okay. Here we go. Here's another one. You get about 5 seconds of this one. What's the name of this song?
Never ever.
Ooh,
Oh,
That
yeah.
was definitely a tie.
No, I'm gonna give that one to Ari. You definitely got a point.
Okay, all
Just a
right.
split second. And if you call shenanigans, Sean, you could always watch the replay
Yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube. Okay, but very good. All right, so it's all tied up. All right, here's another one. Again, you only get about 5 seconds of this song. Shout out the name if you know it. And
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's right. Tape Machine is correct. All right.
I love that
Weird
Sean.
because I've only heard these songs live for so long that I haven't listened to recordings in so long that I kind of forget what they sound like.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so interesting.
I mean,
yeah.
the notes are all the same and whatnot.
Yeah.
Now, Sean, did you write any of these riffs as you're collaborating with Joshua? And so do you have like an advantage here in this song?
I help out with lyrics, so that's definitely an advantage. But
Well, that's good. When
yeah.
we break down the lyrical breakdown, it'll be interesting to
Yeah.
see if any of the songs are songs that you've attributed to and the lyrics. And I will say this as kind of like a what's the saying? I got these lyrics from genius.com. So some of them might not
Oh,
be
yeah.
100%
Oh, man.
accurate.
They're
Okay.
gonna be messed up.
Yes.
Sean's like, they're not going to be good.
They do mess up. All right. So, but at the same time, you'll get the gist. And then the way that we'll read these lyrics, and this is what makes the game so complicated, is they're kind of dramatic readings of said lyrics.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you
So,
gonna William Shatner all over that?
I'm gonna shout all over them. You know what I like about it is you know, it's so poetic. You know, the great lyrics are essentially just great poems of great poetry, and when you read them dramatically, you kind of get a greater sense of just the wordplay and how deep and they can be. So, and beyond just sounding pretty. So let's see. Hold on. STRFKR. All right, we're gonna be on here in 10 seconds. Let me throw this up. All right, and then lyrical breakdowns game. You ready?
Mhm.
Rockwater 2.1 KFMA. It's Beef Vegan Presents on the podcast broadcast as we're joined by STRFKR, who are going to be performing at Hotel Congress on February 2nd, kicking off their tour. And Weirdo and Cat,
Yes.
I want to play a game.
We're always want to play.
We're
a game.
ready.
I know.
You caught me off guard there.
All right, so the game is lyrical breakdown, and I have both Sean and Ari on, or both members of the band STRFKR. Now, Sean plays bass, keys, drums, also helps write lyrics with Joshua. Ari, who's from Tucson High, you got a Tucson original here, plays guitar and keys from the band, been in the band for about 7 years now. Now, this is great because I've done lyrical breakdown before with lyricists who wrote all their own songs, but with have an expansive catalog. STRFKR has been around since like 2007, put out about, I think, 6 albums, something like that. A lot of songs in the catalog, right? So
Yeah.
I went deep in picking out some of these lyrics. Now, here's how the breakdown's going to work, okay? If you can guess the name of the song before I finish reading the lyrics, that's 3 points, okay? If you wait till I finish the lyrics and answer it, that's 1 point, and then a bonus point if you could tell me which album it came from. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do lyrical breakdown. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. All right, it's dramatic reading. Now again, these are STRFKR's lyrics. Here's the first lyrics. Lie down slow, let it overflow. Open my eyes as I paint it gold. I let it
Oh,
go.
Deep Dream.
Deep Dream. That's a point there for Sean. Congratulations, Sean. Good job. All right, for the bonus point here.
I had no idea.
Future past life.
Future past lives. All right, that's 4 points for Sean right off the bat.
Wow.
Ari, you got to represent Tucson, Ari.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, so
No stress, no pressure.
No, all the
I
all the
got
stress,
this.
all the stress, all the pressure. Okay, you got to represent Tucson. All right, here's our next lyrics, and I'm rooting for you, Ari.
Thank
No
you.
offense, Sean. Here we go.
It's fair.
Dramatic reading of these lyrics from STRFKR. What could I have changed your mind? Tell me. What good when we're out of time? Won't say that I never tried.
Open your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, open
Okay.
your eyes. All right, that's 3 points
Okay.
for
Yeah.
Ari. Bonus, what record did it come from, Ari? What
Being no one, going nowhere.
That is correct. All right,
Okay.
excellent.
Almost didn't know
yes.
the name.
No, I know. I was like, am I mixing these words? But okay, Sean, let me have that one. I can see.
Yeah.
you.
Sean, be honest with us. Did you know it and wanted to pass it
I
off
was,
to Ari?
I was right there. I almost had it.
All right. All right. So we're all tied up, which is good. I have a couple more that I'm going to do. We're going to have a definitive winner with STRFKR and keep the conversation going on the podcast broadcast right now. So if you want to hear how the band pronounces their name when they're not on the radio, you could join us youtube.com/beefvegan or on our Facebook pages. We got more with STRFKR coming up after Papa Roach. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. So that's a little bit of that, and we cater to the ADD. So right now we're all tied up, which is good, because then I have 3 more songs. So it's essentially it's going to be, or actually, I think I have 2 more songs. Yeah, 2 more songs with the tiebreakers. So you guys are kicking off your tour in Tucson, right? Is this going to be the first show on the tour?
Yep.
Now, Ari, did you want to do Tucson first? Did you have any say in this, or just coincidental?
Yeah, I think around the time we finished the last tour, when we were discussing doing like another tour of just different cities. I suggested because we had done it before starting in Tucson, and since Sean and I both live in LA and we practice and our stuff's here, it's just a convenient starting point.
Right. Yeah. So for you say just for routing and everything, it's just a quick little just hop over.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we
dig
get
that.
your mom's cooking right away first day. So
Yeah,
that's
that's true. My mom always cooks us a bunch of. She's Korean, so she always makes us a bunch of Korean food and brings it to us on tour.
Okay, so what's the
Nice.
signature dish that she's bringing?
It's ribs.
Yeah, she makes good Korean short ribs and then japchae, like the glassy noodles and
Nice.
cucumbers. But yeah, the last time was like we played Phoenix, which is the second to last show of the tour.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I feel like it's nice to just start off with it, like before we're wrecked from like 7 weeks of touring.
Right. Yeah. Now you guys, you're going to be on tour for about 2 months then? Yeah.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
this one's only 3 weeks, but that over the summer we did like a long one. This one's only 3 weeks.
Nice. Oh, what about the festivals and stuff? Are you popping up on any festival gigs this run as well, or?
We just announced what is it? Just Like Heaven in LA and Pasadena.
Nice.
Really amazing lineup actually on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's in
Yeah.
May.
Now the festival circuit, it's amazing to see, and it's industry all in itself. And now like bands can literally just do festivals if they choose to, because a lot of times they're going to make more money just doing the festivals than own the headlining shows, and that's kind of how they ruin the market or the business in a way. Have you been following this Live Nation nonsense with the Senate hearing? And what do you think about?
I haven't actually.
Oh, well, you know what?
Yeah.
You're in for a treat. I'm going to do this for you. All right. So there's obviously a Senate hearing happening right now as we speak. It started yesterday. Now, the problem is there's 2 problems. The first problem is that it's the Senate and it's a broken system, and eventually they're going to get bought off. So it's not going to change anything. There is a monopoly happening. Live Nation owns most of the venues and Ticketmaster at the same time. So they kind of got a stranglehold. So it's very difficult not to play ball with them because it limits your options when you want to go touring and the payday, and they could just essentially kind of blacklist you if they choose to. And that's my feeling on that. And if you don't want to verbally weigh in on that, that's fine. I understand that as well.
No, if we could never play a Live Nation show again, we absolutely would for sure.
Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
you literally have no choice. You know, I mean,
there's no way around it.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the start off in Tucson is fine because Live Nation doesn't own Hotel Congress or even Rialto. So we're lucky in that we have a couple venues that aren't owned by Live Nation. But the problem with that is we also don't get a lot of Live Nation shows because then they'll contract bands exclusively, right?
Oh, weird.
Okay, so the first issue that I have a problem with is that Congress is broken and Live Nation has enough money and enough front row and backstage passes to give Senate the committee members to not weigh in and affect their business whatsoever. So it's much ado about nothing. It's a lot of hoopla and it'll get some press and headlines, and at the end of the day, nothing's going to change. And that's my opinion, and I'd love to be proved wrong. All right, but here's my second problem. Okay, the second problem is that it all started with Taylor Swift getting that ticket fiasco, right? I say fiasco weird.
It's okay.
Fiasco.
You did it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. But it started with that. She announced that she's going on a stadium tour. People couldn't get tickets. A lot of bots came in, scalpers, whatnot. And it really kind of pulled the curtain back and showed how broken their system was. And this is what led to the Senate hearing. Now, my major problem is that all these fucking senators are all quoting Taylor Swift lyrics.
Oh.
Yeah, in their arguments.
Wait, what?
Oh my God, it's
I
terrible.
actually just saw a
serious?
video of that. I didn't get what it was, but yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you.
Wait, are they being like facetious or is this real?
No, like
This
they're
is
being
real.
legitimate and they think they're being clever, and all the rest of the country is just face palming about it.
Yes,
Like,
I'll
it's
give you an
awful.
example. Here's a supercut that I came
no,
across.
this can't be
Yeah,
real.
This is 100% real.
Welcome to Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that show. Have we talked about this? Oh my god.
All right,
Focus.
let's say
I
yeah,
can't.
focus ADD. All right. So here's a
ADHD.
supercut. Here's a supercut of all these senators quoting Taylor Swift lyrics. Check this out.
Ticketmaster ought to look in the mirror
No.
and say, "I'm the problem. It's me."
No.
Along with Senator Klobuchar as chair. To be honest, I had hoped as of a few months ago to get the gavel back, but once again, she's chair captain and I'm on the bleachers. So.
To have a strong capitalist system, you have to have competition. You can't have too much consolidation, something that unfortunately for this country, as a ode to Taylor Swift, I will say, we know all too well.
A purchaser of a ticket being able to sell it to someone else. A lot of people seem to think that's somehow a solution. I think it's a nightmare dressed like a daydream. And
Oh
I
my
don't think we ought to
God.
go there. Karma's a relaxing thought. Aren't you envious that for you it's not? That's all I've got to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look,
Wow.
Yes.
Beef. At like being
Oh,
in
boy.
public relations for like a decade, I need to talk to this person who just sat there and was like, I have the best idea ever.
Right.
And you look at Klobuchar's face, like she looks so smug doing
She is
it.
so smug.
I
Like
know.
the smugness.
Yeah, too
And
much.
oh my God, I cannot believe I just watched that and it's real.
Yeah. And they're
Super
like,
real.
and in closing, when it comes to the monopoly, you need to just shake it off. Shake it off. All right. Here's a hypothetical. This is a tough question as well. Which Starfucker lyric would you suggest the Senate use to back up their case to break up the monopoly? Now, Sean, I'm going to you
boy.
because you help write the lyrics with Josh. So give me a Starfucker lyric that you think would make a great argument in breaking up the monopoly for the Senate.
Oh boy, this is tough. Fade to nothing. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something morbid, but I can't really come up with anything yet.
Well, there's a lot of that's what I like about
Bury Us Alive.
well, they're burying us alive in ticket fees.
No,
That's
they
what I
should-
like
they
about.
They'll take the
Very-
advice. They'll do what the lyric says.
But like I was saying, that's what I like about Starfucker's music and the lyrics because it's beautiful up tempo music, but very dark. I call it dark sunshine. This conflict. And my name is B. Fegan, so I like things that contrast, right?
Yeah.
But also complement each other. So when you have these kind of like really dark, heavy lyrics, but they're kind of overlaid with beautiful melodies on top of like up tempo, like beautiful sound. So that contrast I've always been a fan of, and which is another reason why I'm a fan of Starfucker. I want to play one more clip real quick because this is the lead singer of Lawrence. I've had him. I'm spacing on his name, but he's out there. Their band has been, kind of making noise, creating buzz, building their fan base for years, and they've been touring musicians here for close to a decade as well in the industry. They hate Ticketmaster, Live Nation, everything that it represents, and the lead singer here, and I'll pull up his name here in a second, and I'm only spacing on it. A brilliant argument, better than Senate, and 0 Taylor Swift lyrics. All right, so let's listen to him.
Most of the issues we face stem from the fact that Live Nation Ticketmaster often acts as 3 things at the same time: the promoter, the venue, and the ticketing company. Let's imagine we just played a sold-out show at a venue Live Nation owns and operates. When an artist plays these venues, they're required to use Live Nation as the promoter. Far from simply advertising, the promoter coordinates and pays the upfront costs to put together a concert, such as renting and staffing a venue and striking a deal with the performer. Since both our pay and theirs is a share of the show's profits, we should be true partners, aligned in our incentives. Keep costs low while ensuring the best fan experience. But with Live Nation not only acting as the promoter, but also as the owner and or operator of the venue, it seriously complicates these incentives. At the end of the show, costs will have eaten into most of the money made that evening, and due to Live Nation's control across the industry, we have practically no leverage in negotiating them. If they want to take 10% of the revenues and call it a facility fee, they can and have.
And do, right?
Yeah.
And he's not wrong. This is Clyde Lawrence, the band Lawrence. He's in a band with his sister. And that's a thing. Like, you guys been in the business long enough, you know how it works. Well, the way a promoter works is they'll have a guarantee. It's usually like this. There's a guarantee, and then there's a plus incentive. You get over this amount, then you get paid a percentage on top of that, right? And then the promoter will then pad the costs and say it costs this much to rent the house, this much to do the sound, this much for security, this much for advertising, yada, yada, yada. Now, when you own the venue, you create the numbers, right? So essentially they could book you for, say, the rate's 10,000, and then but 10,000 plus a percentage of ticket sales after that. And then you sell the thing out and it grosses like $60,000, but then miraculously they come up with $50,000 worth of cost and say, sorry, I guess we didn't make that profit margin. Here's your guarantee and go fuck yourself. Have a nice day. Right?
Essentially.
It's just so corrupt. Like, it just, and which, oh my God, which band was it that called that out in the 90s?
Well, you're talking about
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam. I mean, they were blacklisted forever because they called it out, and no other music. They're like, no, it won't get that bad. It won't be that bad. You're just being alarmist. And now it's like, it's the stranglehold.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I know. Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
But good news, you're playing at Hotel Congress in Tucson. That doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite place outside of Tucson? Obviously, where's your favorite place to play and connect with fans, where you know that every time you go there, it's going to be kind of a magical experience?
We always do really well in Texas. It doesn't matter which city. Like, anytime we're in Texas, it's awesome. Love it there.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising.
I know. That's so interesting.
Even El Paso, like, we're playing El Paso on this short tour, and it's going to be great.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's it. And you say the same thing, Ari?
Yeah, I was gonna say Austin for specific cities, but I feel like on the last tour, it's like New York, Austin, Denver, Phoenix were some of the highlights. Just like big shows with like fun crowds.
Nice.
But yeah, I'd say, I mean, Tucson is probably my favorite place to play, and because
Obvi.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now, have you been, since you've been in the band so long, do you still surprise people who knew you from high school that happen to just inadvertently be a fan of the band and that go to the show and be like, dude, Ari, what are you doing? Why are you on stage? You get at it all when you come back? No?
Not in that way, but definitely, like, I think it's more if people, I've run into people and they ask what I do, they're kind of just like, oh, you still do music? That's cool.
I
would say, like,
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say like maybe once or twice someone in like if like an old friend came like unknowingly, but it's usually the like Oh, you're still doing music. Okay, cool.
Right.
Good for you, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
Well, Rock 102.1 KFMA. We're talking to Sean and Ari from STRFKR, who's performing at the Hotel Congress in the Plaza on February 2nd, kicking off their tour. And that's a fantastic stage to play at a jam pack and enough room to dance around. So I'm excited about that. And since I got you both back here on the air after we debated the whole Live Nation Ticketmaster fiasco, I want to play a game, as I like to do. Now, when we left you, we're all tied up. And Sean and Ari were tied up in lyrical breakdown. They both were able to name the song based off the lyrics read dramatically. Okay, we're going to continue this. And I actually do have. Oh, yeah, no, two more and then a bonus round. Here we go. I love just pausing on the radio and not saying anything for long periods of time. People love that too.
oh, it's so great.
All
The
right.
dead air.
Here's the lyrics. Shout out the name of this song, this STRFKR song, if you know it. Made of nothing, fade to nothing. We are so
Golden
alike.
Light.
Yeah. Yes, Golden Light. Now, you only get 1 point because I finished it, and that was it. But, yeah, tell me about Golden Light. Did you help write that with Josh, Sean?
Yeah, Miracle Mile, we all helped finish that all collectively, honestly. Like, mostly with, like, I didn't write that bass lick, unfortunately, because that's one of my favorite bass lines to play. Josh did that, but yeah, we all finished that album together.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this, and both of you individually. Now, when you go on tour, your favorite song to play always changes, right? So what's your favorite song that you look forward to playing on this tour, like currently right now?
Golden Light's up there. That's always one of my favorites, but I like playing the new album stuff, our Future Past Life, the one we did in 2020. All those songs are fun to play. Like Deep Dream is probably one of my favorite bass songs.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'd say for me, it's the new songs, unreleased songs that we're going to play.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how many so you guys like getting ready to release a new album, and this is kind of going out and just road testing or just breaking them in one last time before you do?
Sort of, not really. We have 2 new songs that are actually going to be coming out soon that we haven't announced yet, but maybe exclusive. But we're releasing two songs on February 1st.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
and then you're touring.
Yeah. But they're versions of songs that will be different from the album version. So we are currently working on a new record, and these 2 songs will be on it, but different versions.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, these are like
Nice.
tour versions, if you will.
Well, then let's say a song like While I'm Alive, how has that song evolved to where it sounds different on stage? Does it sound different than its original incarnation? Did you evolve and expand on that? Because I imagine you guys do that as well.
Yeah, not all the stuff is there live because, there's only 4 of us, and we try to keep the electronic pre-recorded stuff to a minimum on stage. So it's just a little bit stripped down, a little just live feeling. And then, we don't do that long dramatic fade at the end.
Right. Yeah. Nice. All right. Well, here's the deal: is we're doing lyrical breakdown. Right now, Sean is in the lead. Now he got 2 points this last round. So that means, Ari, if you can jump the gun and beat him to guessing what the last song is before I finish reading these lyrics in dramatic form and the album, you're going to win this game. But if Sean pops in with any answer and is correct, you lose and you disappoint all of Tucson. Okay, so that's what we have.
I'm sorry. I mean, he has the advantage, but I'm sorry, Tucson. I'm gonna lose.
In fact, actually, to add to this a little more pressure, now Ari went to Tucson High. If Ari loses and you're from a rival high school, you could call in and tell him how much Tucson High sucks and how your high school was so much better.
I went to Flowing Wells, so
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I might be the first one.
So a lot of pressure, Ari. So how about represent for Tucson High and all of the old Pueblo, and let's beat Sean here, okay? I'm rooting for you.
Let's do it.
Sean, I'm still rooting for you too, dude. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right, here we go. Here are the lyrics. You lose your balance, you lose control. And even though your heart was breaking, you never say it. You don't let it show. That's just the way that you are.
Yeah. Shit.
Everybody knows. Oh, I know the words to this. I can think of.
Come on,
Not. I'm getting my phone. I gotta look this up.
Sean. Do you know it?
I can't.
You don't
It's
even
too
know.
early.
It is
I could sing the
Seafoam.
song, but
Seafoam.
It's what?
What'd you say?
Seafoam.
Seafoam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Seafoam.
there it is.
Off
Give it up for Tucson, the champions of lyrical
okay.
breakdown. He did have to use Google.
Yeah.
Well, no, I could like
It was like,
because the way you read it was like I always play like a lounge piano version of it for fun, and like it kind of the way you read it kind of sounded like that, but it threw me off. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Got it.
So I kind of like sounded like Richard Cheese in my dramatic reading there.
Oh, that's where like my brain went with it. So yeah.
Nice. Well, STRFKR are kicking off their tour, and it's a homecoming for Ari as well. And that's happening February 2nd at Hotel Congress in the Congress Plaza. So, hotelcongress.com for ticket information on that. We'll continue and wrap things up with STRFKR on the podcast broadcast stream. But on the FM side, I'd like to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I appreciate it and look forward to seeing your show when you come to town.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
No
Yeah.
worries. All right, we're keeping the conversation moving on podcast broadcast. Be back with more right after this. And just a reminder for everybody, keep an ear out for those 2 singles that are going to be dropping on February 1st as well. I'm very excited for you guys. And I do appreciate you taking the time out early in the morning, which I know is difficult to do.
Yeah.
Right?
My brain isn't working yet.
Yeah,
we
well, I
had
always,
just an hour earlier
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
LA, right? Mhm.
Yeah.
and I always
Yeah.
forget that, and then when I like drive to Tucson for Thanksgiving, I forget that I have to leave an hour earlier. But
No, sometimes it really trips you up.
Yeah, it does.
yeah,
Are you telling me that it's now 8:00 your time, like 8:37?
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, snap. Yeah. Okay.
Snap.
Yeah, it does change. I
Yeah, we
never
don't
follow
change-
that.
Yeah, Arizona never changes.
weird.
So yeah,
It's
when
gr-
people talk about it, I'm like, ah.
It's too
Yeah.
much for me because my family's in Florida and theirs always change. I'm like, I'm the steady one over here.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I'm
You
stable.
You guys figure it out.
Yeah, no, I know. How
We're
do you
gonna be
like that?
steady after next year, I think.
Oh, you
think-
think they're not going to do the daylight savings anymore?
Yeah, we all voted for it. I think they were waiting for Washington and Oregon to catch up. So I think after this spring, when we fall back or whatever we do, it stays there forever.
Mhm.
I would hope so. You know why they do daylight savings?
Farmers. Right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It was
wow.
100% just because of farmers, because they wake up when the roosters start crowing, right? And that's
Yeah.
why they were doing it. But at the same time, now we developed electronics and we know time by satellite, so we don't need rooster technology to tell us what time it is. So yeah, it is an outdated thing to do, and it's been outdated for the majority of this last century. So what are you gonna do? I hope so, because I'll tell you what, it would make scheduling guests on this show a lot easier, because I fuck it up at least once a week, at least. So I'll let you guys power nap, but I can't wait to see you guys here in person, and I'll be out there at Hotel Congress for sure to say what's up.
Nice.
So
Cool.
good luck on the tour and the new music and everything. Hey, ladies, anything you want to ask before we let these guys go and get their power nap?
I do.
Okay.
Did you guys ever? It's more for Sean because this was a long time ago. Did you ever tour with Mayday Parade or Tiger Army?
No.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
don't know who either. of them are.
That's your question?
No, there's a reason.
Okay, tell them the reason.
Okay, I
Yeah.
was at a show with Mayday Parade, I think, and or Tiger Army, and y'all's song was playing / in my memory, I'm like, were you there?
Uh-huh.
But obviously not. But I love you guys.
Tiger Army sounds kind of familiar, but maybe we did like a one-off with them or something. But
It was a really
I
small
don't-
venue.
okay.
Yeah, it was
I don't
tiny.
know.
Who's your buddy band that you like taking on the road or going on tour with? Portugal,
Well,
since there's Oregon connections, or Portland, Oregon?
no, our friends band Reptalians. We've toured with them a bunch, and we actually this tour ends in Berkeley. It's part of the Pop Noise 30th anniversary.
Okay.
So they were pressuring us to add another band. So because we're only having 2 bands on this tour, and they're like, "Well, we really want a third since it's a festival." And so we're like, got our friends band to come down for Portland. That's Reptalians. So they just confirmed today, actually.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, and with that, you say that that's all part of the original Portland scene, Reptilian, right?
Yep, they're from
Nice.
there. Yeah.
Nice. And they're still at it and everything. So yeah,
Mhm.
just showing them love and getting
Yeah.
them gigs. I dig
Yeah.
that.
They're younger
Nice.
bands, so you got to hook them up.
Yeah, you got to show them the way. Well,
Yeah.
there's bands like Jimmy Eat World, or they're famous or infamous for doing that for Phoenix musicians in a scene there, and bringing unsigned bands that are generating buzz and earn the opportunity, and they're pros enough to do it. So I appreciate you guys doing that as well. It is a big family affair. Since you've been in the scene and you know this industry, it really is just kind of extended family, and you get those kind of vibes. So I'm glad that you're giving back. And let's celebrate when you come to town, okay? Sweet. All right. Well, there you have it, everybody. Sean and Ari from STRFKR. FKR. We're still on the podcast. Starfucker. Let's just say it. Starfucker. It sounds so good. Yes. Kat's going to change her name to Star on February 2nd.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
God,
I'm just kidding.
you never can't.
I call myself Star all the time. Is it weird now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just stop. Stop while you're ahead.
That's fair. Guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for hanging out. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
No worries.
Peace, man.
Peace. Yes. Peace, Sean. Peace, Ari. And it's a great homecoming for Ari. So I'm super stoked for him.
You're such a weird.
I know I'm weird. I had to make it weird
Oh.
before. I was like, okay, you guys can go. Let me get weird. And
Yeah, they're like, nice.
yeah, like, no, that's
No,
not the case.
Beef gets mad at me because I ruined the word weirdo for him.
I know. I just said weirdo, and then I was like, weirdo's right here.
It's true. And because that's my go-to when someone's strange. I'm like, what a weirdo. And then I was like, I look up, I'm like, I can't even use it anymore. So now I'm
Wait, do you get mad?
I do, because
No,
then I
not
have to say
you.
fucktard. Oh.
Oh, wow, we're really going for.
No, that's it. That's the last curse word of the podcast, which the podcast will end a little early because then we have to hit a reset because we have another interview that we're pre-recording that we're going to release next week. It's a big deal. A big concert announcement will be attached to that with tickets as well. So we're stoked about that and we're ready. And I'm going to do lyrical breakdown with this man as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Are you going to let me read one?
Yes, I will.
Okay, yay.
And here's another fun thing too. I'll send you the show sheet, but with his lyrical breakdown, I threw in a curveball.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He did this with Horton.
I did.
It
Yeah.
was hilarious.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna do it. I'll give you guys a heads up. So I threw in a Simon and Garfunkel song because this
Yes.
man, had a #1 hit doing a Simon and Garfunkel cover, and I'm gonna see if I could stump him on this. So I'm very stoked about it.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah, let's see what Anthony has to say there. Beef was good with his questions and energies, but they just seemed like they were just annoyed. No, they were cool.
Yeah.
I think they were cool. And yeah. And it's an interesting thing when they're doing an interview here via Zoom first
Yeah,
off.
it's always different.
Yeah. And I can't necessarily play too much songs on the stream as well, or I would go through music videos and stuff like that, but I don't want to get booted off Facebook and YouTube because copyright issues, right? So that's part of the issue. Okay.
I love how you're like casually
Well,
flipping through the book. I know.
I got this book.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. So Kat got a copy as well. I'll show you Kat.
Am
here.
I taking this?
If you want to keep it, you can.
I want to take the other one.
Weirdo
Well, no,
wants
I
one
need
too.
it. First off, you don't need 101 nights for sex weirdo. You already got
I
that.
can read half and I'll give you the other.
Yeah. And
We'll
I think
share.
Oh my God, yes.
I think this book was with just 2 people in mind, not like
Not 7.
yeah, not the group party that you have. But
I mean, all of my relationships are different. I sometimes run out of ideas.
Yeah. Well, I will
Hey.
say this, and ladies, you could join me because the author of this book, Laura Corn,
Wow.
is
He literally has been working on that joke for like 10 minutes.
now she's actually going to be joining us on the show February 10th, I believe.
Okay.
To talk about this ahead of Valentine's Day. And
This
this
is
is why I got
perfect.
the book. And it's 101 nights of great sex. And so I even put in the thread here, the introduction, like how many times can you list doggy style on a sandwich? But yeah, this is where we're gonna go.
so
And what's cool is these are tearaways. Is that what? Yeah, you could tear
yeah.
it away. So say number 3, the shake and bake. Okay,
Right.
let's do the shake and bake.
Whoa, did you see there's like an index and it shows you like teaser, involves food, involves toys, going somewhere, and it gives you price ranges.
Oh shit, yeah. So
Over $100?
for the shake and bake, it has a cherry icon and then like an e-invite icon. What does that mean? It's like an
Okay,
e
hold on,
coming
hold
out
on,
of
hold
envelope.
on,
Yeah.
hold on. Involves food and teaser.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
You
and
know
so
what's always weird though? Have you played those games where it's like seductively eat a food item?
Yeah.
And it's like, I can never do it like for real. I'm always just like I can't. It's awkward.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Well, this is for her
Beef's
eyes
like-
only.
Yeah,
So,
so some of the pages say for her eyes only, and you have to tear to open it. Like it's
Oh,
it's
shit.
folded in.
We can't even look.
Yeah, so we can't even like really preview it until we commit and open it.
I can't wait.
there's I'm so buzzed. Well, then let's see. I'm gonna pull it across for
Bad
his
to-
eyes only.
Bad to the boner.
What?
Is that for her eyes or his eyes?
I got this one
His.
called clit bait.
That's
Should I tear it
hilarious.
open?
No,
Tear-
don't do it.
Is that for his eyes or her eyes?
It's for his eyes.
Yes.
So yeah, I
Do
need
it.
to, I need
Okay.
to, I need to know what clit bait is. And
This
it's-
is the one I wanted to hear about.
See, all right. Well, this will be the technique up. I tore it a little bit. I ruined the clit bait. All right, so I mean, I've had the sex. Anyone ever get those sex coupons before? You could buy those at like Spencer's or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like
or
the
the dice.
games.
Yeah.
Like the dice.
I got
game.
this
Dice.
game. It's so fun.
Does anyone actually ever use them though? You know,
I did.
You
I
did
I
more
used,
than once.
not yet.
Okay.
I
you're-
used the game, but the food part, it just
Okay. So here's the ingredients you need for clit bait. All right, number 8. 1 box, and in parentheses, a nice shoe box or any box will do. Oh, I was like, I was thinking of a different type of box. Tape, massage oil, music, scented candle, 1 vibrator, 1 blindfold, assorted playthings to hit your favorite adult store, which I think we're gonna have a connection with another adult store. So that's the ingredients. All right. So if you got a box, you can
you're
turn
gonna put it over her.
any woman on. Put her head in a box
No, you're gonna put it over and then cut a little hole.
and glory hole
And
her.
then
Is this a female version of a glory hole?
No, guys, keep reading, but I think
Okay.
I'm right.
Okay. She's jumping the gun, which is great. She said, no, seriously, no one loves an expensive gift more than me, but I have to share one of the great truths of great sex. Diamonds aren't really a girl's best friend. What really makes a woman hot is not jewelry or flowers, anything you buy. It's not even romance. It's tickling the clit. Now, you can make an orgasm great, earth-shattering, blah, 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 blah. How do you fucking do it, though? Let's see.
I wish you had a pair of glasses right now, just like
Yes, be
He's
honest.
all magnifying
wait,
glass.
so what's with the box?
Okay, so it's part of foreplay, so it brings back to the box and how you can use it to get your woman hot. Start by filling it with some of her favorite sex stuff, massage oil, of course, brand new dildo, things like that. A necklace featuring a vibrator pendant, thing, nipple
What?
tats, pasties, and skiers, hand warmers. This is a lot of shit,
That's
right?
a lot.
You're gonna have to
Did you
work-
say skiers hand warmers?
Yeah,
I'm just not gonna be like, thanks, babe, for the necklace with a vibrator on it.
right, exactly.
That's not me.
So they say Friday morning, hand her the box. This, you say with a smile, can give you the greatest orgasm you ever had. Peace out, bitch. Take this box and bounce. No,
Oh,
Take this
that's
box and
your
go fuck
edit.
yourself.
Yeah, seriously.
yeah. And then say, like she wants to know pretty bad. In fact, blah, blah, blah. Come Friday night, send her the tease like a kid the night before Christmas. She won't be able to sleep, blah, 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 blah. On Saturday evening, tell her to bring the mysterious box to the bedroom, dim the lights, put on some sexy music, unseal the box. But before you open it, blindfold her with something soft and silky. A satin sleep mask works. So does one of the ties, whatever. And
Well,
then one
they-
by one, pull out the surprises from the box. Use them. Use your hands and mouth and everything else. So essentially,
I'm disappointed.
yes.
Yeah, that seems like a lot.
I thought it was gonna be more creative with the box. Like the fact that the box is just a box, it sucks.
with a bunch of different like sex accessories in it.
No, that's cool, but I thought the box was gonna like forget it.
You wanted a glory
a clit in
hole.
a box.
No,
Cat wanted a glory
no,
hole.
I didn't.
Well, like when you make those makeshift little movie theaters by getting a shoebox
You
and
could
putting
do
your phone
so
there.
many things with the box.
Just imagine how huge your boyfriend's dong will look when the glory hole is shrunk down and just like, oh my God, it's like Godzilla breaking through the wall.
Hey, we don't need
All
to
right, we're
nag
back on
behind
the air.
us.
So
The diorama.
Rocco on 2.1 KFMA. We're just breaking down this fun book that I just got from future guest of the show, Laura Korn, who's a New York Times bestselling author. It's called 101 Nights of Great Sex. And we'll be talking with Laura Korn in a couple weeks, right before Valentine's Day, just in time for Valentine's Day. But this first tip wasn't really the best. It was basically buy a box, put a bunch of toys and accessories in it, and then all week long tell her not to open the box. And then Saturday night comes along, blindfold her, open the box, and then use all those things inside the box on her.
Would you wait to open the box?
No, God, no.
You would just go for
No,
it.
yeah, no. I've always told anybody that buys me anything, I'm like, hide that from me because I will find it and I will see it. So yeah, and that one was for his eyes only. I grabbed one for her eyes only called Catwalk.
Oh, okay.
That's why I grabbed it.
Nice.
So,
is it radio friendly? Because
it
we're
is.
on here. Okay.
It is radio friendly. So ingredients: 1 pair of thigh-high or knee-high boots,
Mhm.
1 choker necklace with a charm or other collar type necklace,
Okay.
kitty ears, and bra and panties.
This is literally me.
Yeah.
As you have cats on your,
I know,
your
this is
shirt.
perfect.
So yeah, and then it like just kind of gives a breakdown and like gives those ideas of like go out of your comfort zone and like lean into this whole
Does it tell
like
you to
sexy
purr?
kitty thing.
Right.
Does it tell you to
Mm.
purr?
I mean, it's talking about Catwoman and sexy skin tight outfits.
So not actual cats.
Well, I guess, if it's 101 sexy nights and stuff, they have to get creative. It can't just be like, do this position and done.
Well, no,
Tennis
so-
your claws lightly. Let him pet your hair. That kind of thing.
I
So
love,
think
I
it's pet
love
play.
having my hair played with.
Poop
It's
in a
amazing.
box and then kick sand over it. Like all the hot stuff.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
Well, on that note, we do have to wrap things up because we have to reset because we had a major interview that we have to prepare for. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, we're going to continue to give away tickets for Beck and Phoenix, who are performing together up at the Foothill Center. Plus, we also have tickets to give away for Giovanni and the Hired Guns. Rico will be in studio and so much more. Until then, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Robin Nash is up next. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you wish.
All right, thanks, guys. We are wrapping this podcast early because we got to get ready for this big interview, but we'll catch you on the flippity flop. That's what I say now. Flippity flop.
Please,
I will not cover your teeth.